Phil, Foundation Wealth Plan. I'm a certified financial planner. And today I'm going to talk about Bitcoin again. So I just did a video yesterday with a little bit of a intro to the whole situation. So check that out. Not a comprehensive overview, but had a few points on there that I wanted to just get out there before I do more videos on it. So again, if you like the videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. I want to be able to keep doing these and hopefully get the word out. We'd love to help just keep providing some education and certainly some thoughts from someone that's in the industry and from the traditional finance world, about, Bitcoin, about biblical finance and kind of how it all plays together within this crazy world we live in. So hope you like it. And so today we're going to talk about how this could work within a financial plan. And so the first thing that we would do if we were sitting down to talk is, put on the table that, Bitcoin at this point is still a risky asset. It's speculative. And so you have to understand the risk that we're talking about. It's very volatile. We don't know what it could be in the future. We have some ideas of what we'd like it to be, but we don't really know at this point what it for sure will be. So understanding that there are risks associated with this and different and potentially higher risk than some other investments. So keep that in mind. Now, the other reason, or the next thing, is that we would look at why you're interested in Bitcoin. So I did a video again in my previous one that talked about two of the main reasons that it could either be a potential way to make payments in the future, right? That was initially how it was described when it was first created. But everyone else that's come to Bitcoin beyond the payment thing has often realized that it can be a powerful saving and investment vehicle that can counteract some of the money printing from the Federal Reserve. There's also a lot of technical aspects of it. There's certain computing things that they're a little bit over my head. I understand it to a base level degree, but it's pretty complicated. So some people like it from the tech, cybersecurity type of thing with the blockchain. Some people like it from the monetary side. Some people like it from a potential alternative to spending with cash. There are a lot of different reasons why you may like Bitcoin. And so it's important to kind of have a thesis to this is why I'm doing this. So you can, be able to clearly articulate that, especially as Bitcoin goes up and down. You want to be able to stick to it, before you get into it. So I think just having an understanding is point number two. So then once you've got all that, you say, okay, well, when is it time to invest? Well, I think it's similar to other parts of when you would invest, right? It's difficult to invest if you are in a mountain of consumer debt, right? So we got to focus on getting the consumer debt out of the way. Certainly the credit cards, those high car loans, student loans. There's a lot of things that are weighing people down, and it's especially important when you're looking at Bitcoin because it doesn't produce any sort of income. It can be stagnant for a long time, right? So if you're having other debts, the only way that you're paying those, if you're putting money into Bitcoin, you're only paying your debt with future cash flows from your job. And so if something were to happen to your job at the same time that we're having an economic crisis and the Bitcoin price is plummeting, well, you may have to sell some of your Bitcoin to pay some of that debt off. So you want to make sure you're still in a strong financial foundation, have an emergency fund, get those pesky consumer debts out of the way before you even look at doing some of this, because it is higher risk. So you want to make sure you've got some of your bases covered to protect your family and make sure that you've got a solid foundation to look at potentially adding Bitcoin to your position. Now, the other fourth point that I would make on this is don't look at this as a get-rich-quick scheme. Again, back to point number two, and understand what your investment thesis is or why you want it. And this is a good thing to discuss with an advisor that understands Bitcoin. There's certainly a lot of books and things you can read about the subject, a lot of articles online. But talking to somebody can certainly help. So make sure you understand it. And just as we've talked in previous videos, in the book of Proverbs, it talks about if you try to get rich quick, I think it's the phrase is basically wealth gotten in haste will dwindle. And so if we look at it from that perspective, the Bible doesn't want us to look at get rich quick schemes. And I don't really think that that's what Bitcoin could potentially do. Now, it can shoot up at rapid rates, but it can also fall at rapid rates. So we want to be careful with this. We don't want to have that attitude of like, this is the get rich quick thing. I think that when we're chasing that, we're not really, in the right mindset, and we certainly can be, um, putting ourselves in a position of risk when we're in that capacity. So understand that this is a long-term thing. There's a lot of potential benefits that can come from it. So treat it like other investments in that capacity, but it certainly is a lot different. It can be very exciting. I'll do more videos as to what I think is exciting about it, but I've given a little bit of a thesis on some of that already. So go back and watch the other video, rewatch this one if you have to. Reach out to me if you have questions. If you like the video, again, like it, follow the channel. Email me if you have questions or comment if you want to talk about other topics, about either Bitcoin or other personal finance topics. And I appreciate you stopping by, and God bless.